her. So there's no doubt that he raped her. So if you rape a woman, you just give 50 shekels to her dad?
Why should the woman be punished when she's the victim being raped?
Good question.
That's trying to distinguish and trying to make that person speak about when they have sex about being married.
No, it says rapes her.
No,
hold on. See, what you're saying is wrong because it said rapes her. Is rape consensual?
It's not consensual.
I mean, unless I'm kind of worried about you right now. Man, you better not be hanging out no alleys, bro. You want the verse? I have the book now.
Okay, great. No, I think I got it around there.
Right, good.
Yeah.
Let's see what you got.
Uh-oh, the glass is coming on.
I know. It's not that I'm getting old. I just like being stylish.
MashaAllah.
I was going to say this verse right here.
Okay.
Deuteronomy 22:23.
Okay, if a young woman...
you have it highlighted.
I have it highlighted.
All right.
If a young woman who's a virgin is betrothed to a husband, and a man finds her in the city and lies with her, right? Then you shall bring them both out to the gate of the city, and you shall stone them to death with stones. Okay? So what is this verse? If a young woman who has been promised to another man is found to have unmarital sex with another man.
Yeah, it's not rape.
No rape.
It's not rape.
Right? Then you bring them to the gate and you stone both of them to death. The woman and the man. If a man, now this is separate. Okay, if a man finds a young woman who is a virgin, who is not betrothed, so different ruling, who is not betrothed, and he seizes her, what does he do?
Seizes
her, right? This is a rape here now, right? And lies with her. And then they are found, right? Now this is the verse you read earlier in the NIV with rape. Then the man who lays with her shall give the young woman's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife because he has humbled her, and he shall not be permitted to divorce her for all days.
Yeah. Can you read 26 with me?
Sure, I can.
Thank you.
But you shall do nothing to the young woman. There is in the young woman no sin deserving of death. For just as when a man rises against his neighbor and kills him, even so is this matter. What is that?
That's right here. This is the person I'm trying to convey.
You said 26, bro.
No, sorry, yeah, no, but I just read it on myself.
But if a man finds a betrothed young woman in the countryside, and the man forces her and lies with her, and then only the man who lay with her shall die.
That's what I'm saying. When be that the person I'm trying to convey, that would be for rape. This is a rape, and right here is consensual.
It's not consensual because it says he seizes her and rapes her. You just read it. Right?
Yeah, but what would be the difference between no explanation there?
There you go.
Listen,
I got you.
Clear, man.
But if a man finds a betrothed young woman in the countryside, and the other one, a man finds a young woman who is a virgin who is not betrothed.
Yeah, this is talking about somebody who is engaged to be married. This one is talking about somebody who's not.
But he rapes her, he seizes her, he rapes her, then he has to give the father 50 shekels. Do you believe that? You don't.
Again, I'm trying to see.
Be honest. Be honest, bro.
That's the fitrah kicking in, man. You know you don't believe that stuff.
I'm just saying right now, that's the explanation I grew with.
You grew up with something wrong. I'm sorry, but now you can be what's right.
It's clearly saying one that is betrothed and one that is not. Those are two different situations.
Since you are very well versed with the Old Testament.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you are. You're good, bro. I got you.
Quote the number. I had to look at it.
I'm praising you.
I'm a verse in the Quran. How about you look?
You're versed in the Quran?
How about you look?
No, wait. You just said you're better versed in the Quran?
I was saying, yeah.
Okay, read Al-Fatiha.
So Fatiha?
Yeah, Fatiha.
No.
Wait. Hold on. You just told me you're better versed in the Quran.
Yeah, I am.
Hold on. Take it easy, right? You just told me you're better versed in the Quran. I asked you to read Al-Fatiha, you cannot. Okay, listen. If you can't read Al-Fatiha, you are not versed in the Quran. All right?
Genesis 1:1 say.
There was in the beginning was.
So what are you better versed in?
You're better versed in the...
How about you explaining?
Are you jumping with the Bible? Is that what we're doing?
I mean,
we can if you want. It's okay.
Going, or?
Okay. Well, we are. We're going a lot of places, right?
No, I was going to go to the Quran to another person.
To what?
I was going to go to a verse in the Quran because I just...
What verse?
Can you maybe explain to me? Because when it comes to debates, and I see you debating with David Wood or
Not anymore.
That wasn't much of a debate, bro.
Anyway, Exodus 21, 20, 21.
Yeah.
Okay? And if a man beats his male or female servant with a rod, so that he dies under his hand, he shall surely be punished. Notwithstanding, if he remains alive a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his property. You believe that if you beat your servant, or even a woman, so bad that maybe a day in ICU and then they die after that, there is no punishment because that poor woman or man is the property of another human. There is no punishment on that? You believe that?
I mean, it does say that he has to die if he dies.
Yes. Did I say that he lives?
No.
Okay, so what I'm saying is you have a slave, which is kind of weird anyway. And then you beat her so bad.
I wouldn't say that because you know very well that we got slavery on Islam.
No, we don't. When do you have slavery?
Bidal was a slave?
Who?
Bidal.
Bidal?
Yeah.
What's a bidal?
No, Bidal.
What's bidal?
I don't know.
It was a slave that Muhammad had to do the call prayer.
Are you talking about, okay, first thing, those that were given to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Bilal.
Yeah, Bilal. So
Oh, Bilal. Who's enslaved Bilal?
I thought he was a slave from...
He was a slave of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? I learned something amazing and new today. So Bilal was a slave of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Wasn't he the one that...
I'm learning.
No,
something.
I'm saying,
Go ahead. So Bilal was a servant or a slave of the Prophet Muhammad. You are the first person in history to say this. Give me that. Give me that, bro. You have taught me something I have never read by a single scholar or a historian or a Christian or a Muslim or a Jew or have you ever heard that? Have you, anybody? In fact, what I heard, maybe I'm wrong, is Bilal was a slave of the polytheists of Mecca and Abu Bakr freed him.
Alright.
Cute.
You learn something new every day.
Huh?
You learn something new every day.
I didn't. I just learned that you don't know about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All right. So if a man beats his servant, woman even, and they just live a day or two, and then they die from your beating, there's no punishment because that was your property. You believe that?
Again, during that time,
So during that time it was okay. Because God is different during our time.
Again, the word theology. When they're
what?
Theology. Like
theology.
Yeah, theology.
So are these the words of God, the rules of God that you said you live by?
Well,
I asked you, do you live by the Old Testament? You said yes.
Some parts,
now.
Yeah. Some parts.
Oh, some parts. Oh, Jake is switching up now. So he doesn't live by all of the Old Testament anymore, just some parts. Which parts do you choose?
I mean, pretty much that clear when it says on Hebrews, we don't sacrifice anymore.
No. I'm not talking about sacrifices. I'm saying today, if you have a slave and you beat her so bad, she dies after a day, is that okay because she was your property? Do you live by that?
You believe in Hebrews, right?
Yeah.
I want to talk about that.
Go ahead.
Eventually.
Right.
Right now?
No, I mean, right now,
I
was going to give you a verse so you can explain it to me from the Quran.
Because you were talking about sacrifice before, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Can you go to Hebrews 9:22? Watch this.
Hebrews.
After this, can we go back to...
Yeah, we'll go to the Quran.
But this is...
Yeah, no, I'll let you do your...
And your whole...
9:22.
I'll let you
9:20. Yeah.
And according to the law, almost all things are purified with blood, and without shedding of blood, there is no remission.
Okay, there's no... Do you believe what this verse says, that without the shedding of blood, there is no forgiveness of sins?
Yeah, sure.
You believe that?
Yeah.
Okay, go to Psalm 40. Psalm chapter 40, verse 6. So this is a very clear question. Can God forgive without the shedding of blood? You said no, and Hebrews says no. Let's see what Psalm 40, verse 6 says.
I didn't say no.
You said no.
No, I said...
I heard you said, yeah, you agreed that it doesn't.
Because you said...
Okay, let's go back to Hebrews. We gotta read this again.
You told me...
Because I don't want him to switch up when we get over.
Let me repeat that question if I got it right. You told me there's no forgiveness of sin
without the shedding of blood, which means God cannot forgive without the shedding of blood.
That's right.
You believe that?
Okay.
Okay. So God cannot forgive without the shedding of blood.
I got that question.
Now let's go to Psalm 40.
Psalm
40, verse 6. Remember, he said, there's no forgiveness of sin without the shedding of blood. God cannot forgive without
Psalm 40, verse 6.
Yeah.
Sacrifice and offering you did not desire. My ears you have opened. Burnt offering and sins offering you do not require.
So here's the question. Is it required or is it not? Hebrews 9 says it is required. Without the shedding of blood, there is no forgiveness of sin. Here, David, if you believe David wrote Psalms, says very clearly, burnt offering and sin offering you did not require. It's not required for the forgiveness of sins.
Which one is
So this is a direct contradiction between Psalm 40 verse 6 and what you believe Paul wrote in Hebrews chapter 9. He says there is no forgiveness of sin without the shedding of blood. David says sin sacrifice you do not require. So is it required or it's not required?
Well, first of all, you gotta remember that on the Old Testament, when it comes to Leviticus, it's like there's a whole temple.
Right?
No, we're not going to jump to Leviticus.
No, I get on the point of when it comes to sacrifice and all that, where you just explain how to do it. Like, you cannot...
But is it required?
Yeah.
Well, David says it's not required.
Now, that's what I'm trying to get.
He says sin offering, he's speaking to God. He's saying sin offering you did not require. You don't require sin offering.
All right. First of all, let me just speak one whole minute. No,
that seems like plain English to me.
Let me just speak 1 minute. All right. So I don't know the context of that verse right there. But wait, let me finish.
We're listening. We're listening.
Let me finish. But some verses, remember that the Israelites were especially the Leviticus.
The black Israelites?
No.
I'm just asking.
No, Leviticus.
But this is Psalms.
No, I know what I'm saying. From the tribe of Levi, the people were in charge of making the sacrifice. For example, the people from Nineveh, they were just told to repent. They were never made to make a sacrifice.
That means Hebrew is wrong. Because Hebrew says that there is no forgiveness.
There's no forgiveness without the shedding of blood, without a sin sacrifice.
Yeah, but
David says no, it's not required.
Because you're saying for some tribes you don't need it, right?
Yeah.
Not everyone can do a sacrifice. It's just.
But did they sacrifice on behalf of those people?
Yeah.
Okay, so could those people who didn't do the sacrifice, but it was done on behalf of them, could they be forgiven without the sacrifice?
Yeah, because again, if you, I don't want to paraphrase, but I think on Leviticus it says that if you're poor, you just give flour or bread, not a whole cow, because you cannot afford that.
No. So it mentions here, listen, so you're clear. It has nothing to do with that. Yeah, Psalm 40, watch this. There's no room to move around here. Psalm 40.
But you try, you heard about that verse where it says if you're poor, you don't pay for
that. But that has nothing to do with it. It mentioned, how much does a burnt offering cost?
Back then, I have...
burnt offering is not money. Incense is not money. It's not a problem with money.
Psalm
what? Yeah. So he's trying to say, they wouldn't sacrifice an animal because they can't afford it.
Yeah.
It mentions burnt offering and sin offering. Both are not required.
40. Sacrifice and offering you did not desire. My ears you have opened. Burnt offering and sin offering you did not require. So sin offering you did not require.
The incense are not required. The animal is not required. None of that stuff.
Which one is it?
I'm sorry, brother, but you can't twist out of this one.
I mean, I'll go for the safety, again, the sons, I'll go for the safety path.
Okay, let me ask you an honest question.
Yeah.
Is it possible that whoever wrote Hebrews and came with that is contradicting what is in Psalm? Is it possible?
No, because he's paraphrasing back on Leviticus where it says all about the sacrifice.
Okay, listen. Who wrote Hebrew?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm being honest. I'm being honest.
It's anonymous.
Yeah.
It's anonymous.
I do know it's just made for the Israelites. It was really more
what's your
for
question on the Quran?
See
how nice we are?
Yeah. No, I have no complaints. Don't worry about it.
Quran, go ahead.
Hopefully you get the same way.
Quran.
Yeah.
What ayah?
929.
Oh, what a shock.
I mean, I didn't look it up. I just knew it in my head.
Really? You never looked it up? You just
I already knew on top of my head.
Oh, okay. So you have looked it up.
Yeah. I didn't have to look it up right now. I already knew it on top of my head. So.
All right, go ahead.
I was going to ask, who's the person that Jewish people believe in? The people that says that Jewish people take the son of
929.
Yeah, that's
fight against those who do not believe in Allah or in the last day, or who do not consider unlawful what Allah and His Messenger have made unlawful, and do not adopt the religion of truth, which is Islam, from those who were given the scripture until they give you jizya willingly while they are humble.
I know. Keep going if you don't mind.
929.
Next
Next verse.
The next verse, my bad.
Okay. No problem.
Because the reason, I just want to get to a point where it says because the Jews take the son of
Gotcha.
Ezra.
So I was wondering who's that person because I never
Never looked him up?
No, I never heard Jew person.
He's a very
Hold on,
famous
hold on, hold
rabbi.
on. Go ahead. And Jews say Ezra is the son of Allah, while the Christians say the Messiah is the son of Allah. Go ahead. That's not your question?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Especially about the Jewish people.
Sure, I got you.
Yeah.
So what's your question?
Is it true that the Paul
It says the name right there. What's the name?
Ezra.
Ezra.
Yeah.
Who's Ezra?
That's what I'm asking.
You don't know?
That's what I'm asking.
Okay. There's who was called Ezra the scribe. Have you heard of him?
No, I'm being
You
honest.
never? Okay. When you go
I'll be
home,
honest.
I got you. I appreciate honesty. Go home, Google Ezra the scribe, right? And if you look in many of the earlier texts, non-biblical, it mentions Ezra, and he goes to see and he sees God has a son, right? And then he comes in his image. And Ezra is a scribe who rewrote the Torah.
Yeah.
And the angels and the priests earlier were called sons by the Jews. And the highest of them was Ezra. And that's why it says that they took him as a son of God. Do you understand now?
I mean, I understand because again, Jewish people do really call themselves just like Christians, the son of God. So
Okay, exactly. So the highest of those priests that they called, and in earlier books it says that he went and saw God and his son in his image, and that is Ezra the scribe. So that's exactly what the Quran says.
It says that they take as God, right?
As the son of God.
Oh, okay, son of God.
Yeah? For example, in Genesis, it says that the sons of God saw the daughters of men. Who are the sons of God?
Would be just humans.
So humans are called sons of God?
Oh yeah.
So then how many sons does God have?
Well, again, you gotta see as not as biological and spiritual. I mean, I'm assuming that you already know that.
That the sons of God, doesn't say biological or spiritual.
It does, because I remember.
Am I missing
that verse, but it still says.
Okay, what verse?
Huh?
What verse does it say it in?
Sheikh, you talk about the next verse where it's at.
Okay. Let him speak.
He always wants to go to the next verse.
Okay, let's take the next verse. Okay? And the Lord said, my spirit shall not strive with men forever, for he is indeed flesh. Yet this day shall be 120 years. What? That has nothing to do with it.
No, but again, if you go to, I don't know on top of my head, but if you.
Which verse?
Alright, I can look it up.
Go ahead. You said Marawda.
Muslim, I said. I know what I said. Come on.
So if you go to Romans now 4, it does say adoption.
It says what?
I can't read it right here.
I'm going to roll it right here. Yeah.
I'm not a soldier.
Here, bring it.
But I know about
904.
that is saying that, of course I know that it is
Let's become a Shia and Sunni.
No.
Okay, so I just hear it's like a bottle right there.
You heard what?
No, it's just I speaking. I heard that they speak about Shia and Sunni.
Malaga Urbana Yusuf.
Right.
you can check it by yourself. You can check it by yourself. But that's a very good thing.
That's fine.
Also, nice shoes.
You like them? Thank you.
I just noticed.
For a gift from my son.
I mean, I was going to say I do work for, if you got a woman or a spouse, I do work for first company.
Nice.
For coach.
What do you do? Oh, cold? Those are expensive. I'm good.
Yeah. Not just saying, you know.
Romans, go ahead.
Alright, 4-9, I think if I. Yeah, now 4.
4?
Now 4.
9. 9:4.
Yeah.
Who are Israelites to whom pertain the adoption, the glory, the covenant, the giving of the law, and the service of God, and the promises?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with sons of God?
Again, when it comes to like understanding what the concept of God is, it's not, again, it's adoption spiritually, not like God give birth to
What
us.
does that have to do with sons of God? It doesn't
what
say
I-
anything about sons of God.
No, it says adoption.
What?
It says,
9:4.
Yeah.
Who are Israelites?
yeah, adoption.
Pertain the adoption. Adoption of what?
Yeah, again, when it comes to like spiritually.
The glory, the
Yeah.
covenant, the giving of the law,
Yeah.
the service of God. So the service of God was given to the Israelites.
And the law again as a
The law.
Yeah, as a adoption.
So then they were adopted by God. Is
yeah,
that what you're saying?
spiritually.
So that means you're saying the Israelites were the sons of God.
Yeah, I mean anyone that believes in the promise.
Was Israel an Israelite? Israel, was he an Israelite?
Cool.
Israel.
Oh, Israel. Yeah.
Yeah. So then he was considered by the Jews as the son of God.
Yeah.
That was your complaint against the Quran. Who's Israel and how is he son of God? And you just said Israel was considered by the Jews as the son of God.
Ezra.
Israel, yes.
Ezra. No, but
You just-
that verse right
Come
there is
on.
about Israel.
Look, you just proved the Quran true. Thank you.
I mean,
Have a good one.
you too. Take care.
Thank
Nice
you.
meeting you.
Appreciate
Pleasure.
Thank you. Okay.
I'll just reflect on what we spoke.
Please do. Tonight, turn to Allah. Ask Allah to guide you to whatever the truth is.
All right.
Okay? Let's do it
Final
together.
question before I go. Final
ahead.
question.
Go ahead.
Something that I just don't like be on the middle ground. If we all die and then you're wrong,
Yeah.
just saying like hypothetically,
Yeah.
just saying if you know
Yeah.
what I say if.
I'm listening to you.
Yeah. If you're wrong, will you be mad at God or will you be mad at yourself? Just say if. If you're wrong, like you're wrong, that's it.
If I died,
Yeah.
and if I was wrong, I would be upset at myself. God is just, He guides. Right? If you die and you're wrong, who would you be mad at?
Myself, just like you said, because again,
Nice.
that's why I say.
If I saw a book like this with
Yeah.
contradiction and things that didn't make sense, and I still followed it,
Yeah.
I'd be mad at myself.
No, and I agree with that.
Thank
I
you.
agree with that.
We agree.